Welcome back, Toddler Tribe. Today we are talking about how kids process when something went wrong. This is a big topic, and I'm going to bring it down to a manageable level with a story. But I want you to really think about how long it takes when you give kids news or information that they're not going to like, that will cause a real emotion, a real intensity, a real reaction, how long it takes for them to fully process what you've said, especially if they don't want that outcome to be true. I can think of many experiences in my own adult life where someone shared something with me and I immediately my brain hijacked that information and was like, "Well, that can't be right. That can't be true." Recently, more recently in my life, it was just after Christmas, and we were supposed to get together with extended family we don't see very often at all. And for the first time ever, somebody in my family tested positive for COVID. And I was like looking at the proof, at the evidence of the positive COVID test and not believing that that could possibly be true. But we've never had it all these years and years and years. So how is it that no, we can still go to this? No, no, we can't. No, we can't. Look at the evidence, believe what's true, not what we want to be true in our brains. And you and I can get there quicker because of the body of experience that we have navigating the difference between reality and fantasy. But your toddlers struggle. They really do. So, my husband and I were over at friend's house for dinner, and we've been friends with them for years since their toddler was an infant, actually. They are dear, dear friends of mine. One of my very first clients on this journey of collaborative parenting coaching. And so now that their little one is not so little, she's 4, we were over, we were having a grand old time, and she is obsessed with my husband. She is. He's this big, strong dude guy. And I'm not sure. There was just something about his energy that evening that she was just so incredibly drawn to. So when we showed up, she was outside playing with her. What's it called? I think it's called a launch rocket. And if you're not familiar, they are like they have that pouch of air, right? And then the rocket is set up, and then you stomp on the pouch of air, and the physics does the rest, and the rocket goes up in the sky. And she was having a time with that thing. And then eventually, adults got invitations to use the launch rocket, which I mean, we should all be so honored, right? I was invited and I had a turn. Mom was invited, mom had a turn, and Jeremiah was then invited. And when he had a turn, because of his size and his strength, that rocket went higher than I think she might have ever seen it go before. She was in awe. And what do kids do when they are in awe of the experience? They say, again, do it again. Your turn again. Over and over he did it. Now, the thing that you need to know about my amazing hubby is that he doesn't know his own strength. I think you can probably see where this is going. Get ready to feel sad for little Sylvie. So we were in the front of the house in the driveway. And the way his brain works is once things are going a certain way, he likes to like tweak it, play with it, see if he can get a different outcome. So he turns the rocket at what would be an angle, hits it, and it goes over the house and lands in the backyard. This 4-year-old was shocked in the best way possible. And then she wanted him to do that again and that again. So now she's on the other side of the house catching a rocket, or attempting to catch it. It was coming in hot. And he's away from her visually, right? There's literally a house in between them. He steps on it, and I hear, uh-oh. And I immediately knew it was broken. Sylvie has no idea. We tell her, it seems like your launch rocket is broken. Okay, she says. Runs the rockets back around, hands them to him again. Do it again. Sylvie, it's not working very well. It's broken. Okay. She seems incredibly upbeat and happy about this. For a hot minute, we were all thinking, oh, she's handling this extremely well. She didn't believe it was really broken. She goes over, she puts them back, convinces him to try one more time, which was probably our big mistake in allowing it, because not only was it then broken in one place, it broke in multiple places. Yikes. She gets her one more over the house rocket, that beautiful dopamine hit, comes back, takes a look at it, and realizes, oh, broken. Like, doesn't stand up anymore, won't work, broken, and loses it. So my husband says to me, well, what just happened? I thought we were clear. I mean, I'm not sure how much more clear it gets than it is broken. But can you see why it took so long for her to know it and accept it? Here's where it gets really tricky, because the know and not accept had a positive, chirpy, okay response. And so for two different serve and returns, two different conversational back and forths, the adults thought they were out of the woods, emotionally responding incredibly well, right? Regulating disappointment, that we weren't going to have to go into sad mode and do the co-regulation piece. But on the third time is when that happened. Her mom is an incredible rock star. They both are. Both parents are just like so invested in making sure that they are raising a human being that understands how they feel and how to process and manage. In this particular instance, it was mom who swooped in when the tears came and the realization hit. And I heard Sylvie saying things like, through her tears, never. This is never going to work again. We're never going to be able to use it again. We're never going to have this toy. And then I heard her mom do the most incredible co-regulation work while also teaching the power of our words. Remember, she said, never is an incredibly long time. Do you remember when? And then she pulled an experience that happened in the past where Sylvie had had the same reaction of the nevers and said, you thought that would never get better, but it did. And she anchored for her something so, so powerful, that emotions don't stay with us forever. That other, right? The opposite of never. Emotions don't stay with us forever. That being sad and disappointed that her toy was broken in this moment is totally acceptable. But to know that on the other side of that, she's going to have a different feeling, and that it's very likely that it's either fixable or they get a new one. It was a special toy. It was a birthday present or a Christmas present. So of course it was special. Those layers of emotional learning and vocabulary assigning to a feeling. Very, very important. Special story, special people in my life, and also, I really hope, a way to give you a new way of looking at when your child does not get it the first time and then finally gets it, whatever it is, and you need to show up for them in that moment when you thought you weren't going to have to. Okay, to my amazing toddler tribe out there raising human beings that can do this thing called manage life, you know what to do. Stay mindful and proactive as we transform the toddler years.